What is up, everyone? So today's video, we're gonna be attaching these overfenders on the rear. So in the last video, we got these prepped, and right now I'm still waiting for this silicone, not silicone, it's actually seam sealer, waiting for that stuff to dry before I can clean this up a little bit more. But while that's curing, I can still attach the overfenders and get those ready because I wanna attach them, see where they're gonna line up. That way we know where they're gonna sit exactly and how much work we need to do to get them to fit properly, but let's jump right into it. So it's pretty self-explanatory. I got the bumper back here so we can kind of gauge that. Eventually I do have to cut these ears off the bumper also to give way for the bigger wheels that are gonna go on there, but right now I just wanted to put the bumper there so we can see where this lines up. So these things, I'm gonna have to put the camera down honestly because I can't do this with one hand, but I'm gonna try to attempt to get these on today. Actually, I'll be able to get them on. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I gotta put the camera down so I can get these on and we can get these where they're supposed to be situated, drill the holes. And what we're gonna do, you can rivet these on, but I wanna make them removable. So you can put riv nuts, but the problem with the riv nuts is it's gonna bring, the riv nut will sit inside the body and it'll sit out maybe 1/8 of an inch or a 1/16. So it'll bring the actual flare off the body line. So what I wanna do for now, we might eventually go that route. But for now, what I'm gonna do is just drill this with the M5 fastener. I'm gonna drill it out, and I have those M5 fasteners that we're gonna put on, and I'm actually gonna tap the body just so that we can hold these on. That's the way I'm gonna go for now, and then maybe in the future, when we have some more time, we'll drill them out and put the riv nuts in there. But again, the riv nuts, the face of them is gonna make that fender flare sit out just ever so slightly. So I have these M5 bolts here. They're Allen heads. They're pretty cool. They're powder coated. So I'm gonna tap the hole with this thread and then we'll screw it in. But first, let's get them fitted, see where they're lined up, drill the holes, and we'll go from there. So we got everything lined up. We have our tap and die kit out here. We got the M5 tap. I got a drill bit with a 532 on it. And I got a screw ready to go. So we're gonna go on to the other side. I think I'm actually gonna start with the passenger side because it's a little bit simpler. It doesn't have that cutout around the flap there for the fill for the gas. So I'm gonna start with the other side and we'll get going. Okay, so we got one side all mounted. I just put the bolts on the kind of top area on, but this thing is solid. Like once you get it on, it feels super sturdy. So we got the bolts all the way along here done, across here, this one here, and that is what's making it super solid. I didn't bother with the rear bumper yet. There's one here, but I do have to do a bit of a repair on this corner because I got these things used. And I also am waiting for, I have some aluminum spacers that I'm gonna machine myself. Not really machine them, but I'm gonna cut them. And this is gonna kind of be like a brake duct type thing out of here. It's kind of cool. So I'm gonna, once I get that stuff, I'm gonna make those spacers up, and then I gotta figure out what length my bolts are gonna be and make that up. So it should look pretty cool all said and done. I mean, it's kind of throwing it off the fact that it's two different colors right now, but once it's all color matched, it should be pretty trick. So I'm gonna go ahead, move on to the driver's side now, since we have a baseline for where we want our gaps to be, and get this one all buttoned up. Okay, so here's the passenger side mounted. Again, looks great. I mean, the gaps are awesome. And this is part of the reason, like I was mentioning, that I wanted to just screw it right into the body. Because if we had to put those rib nuts in there, then we would have a gap here. And some guys run like those ugly like rubber things around here. But if you do it this way, it'll just butt right up against that perfectly, as you can see there. And there's no need for no ugly gasket or anything like that. So I would rather do it this way, honestly. But I have to mount the bumper a little bit better so that I can, you know, mount this here. And like I was mentioning on the other side, I still need those spacers to come in to complete that. But everywhere else is on, and this thing is just rock solid. It's pretty cool how it tightens up once you get it mounted like that. Little side thing here. I'm gonna polish the headlights right now. So I'm gonna buff these out. You can see how they have this haze on them, or hopefully you can see, but I'm gonna give them a quick polish. Same with this one, pretty hazy. So I'm gonna polish it quickly with the polisher and see how they come out. Check out how clean that looks now. Like I said, I think I was showing you guys in another video, there is some little damage here. I think something happened when it fell off the lift on this one little part, but other than that, the headlight looks brand new. If you switch over the other side as a comparison, you can see the yellowish haze on this, I think on the camera at least. So this one's a lot more hazy, and it's got some speckles on it because we kind of threw some polish, but let's polish this one up too. That looks awesome. That's all I'm gonna say. Way better. So both of them are looking good now. Headlights are looking good. We still got a long ways with the rest of the car though. I'm also just gonna fix this real quick because it shouldn't take that long, but I wanna tap this down. As you can see, it's got this ripple in it and this tiny little tear. So I wanna tap this flat. We're gonna use this dolly here, tap here, get it flat, and then we can start working on it. So once we get this in shape, at least close, then we can kind of put some filler on it and get it going. So let's tap it and see where we get. That's about as straight as we're gonna be able to get it. Part of the problem is the hood is aluminum and it doesn't quite bend just like steel does. I think, honestly, I'm gonna try to fill it, but I might have to just grind this tiny little part out. And if I grind that out, because this thing I think is sticking up just a tiny bit. If I grind that just a little bit, then I'll be able to get some more filler in there, and I think I'll be able to get it perfect. But it might work like this, but if not, I might have to just hit that with the grinder just to knock this edge down, or even sandpaper for that matter, but maybe just sand this tiny little lip a little bit and then be good to go. So I don't know. The only problem is I don't know if the hood is actually bent. I put them outside, but I might actually try putting the OEM fender on just for fitting purposes and see how the hood lines up, because I don't know with these aftermarket fenders whether that's giving some sort of illusion of the hood being bent, but I might hang the OEM fender, see how it looks, and then go from there. So that is going to do it for today's video, you guys. If you did like it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It does help the channel and support it. And also, if you're stopping in for the first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Turn on your bell notifications so you're notified of all the latest videos, and we will see you on the next one. Take care.